The October mist hung low over Lake Azure, a pristine jewel in the heart of Pine Hollow, my Minnesota suburb, where my lakeside lodge was my sanctuary. I was tying my fishing boat to my private dock when Karen Vance, the HOA president, stormed up, her tablet flashing, and thrust a removed boat notice at me. "Your boat's a nuisance, Malik. Move it or we'll tow it," she snapped, claiming my vessel, moored on my own dock, violated her HOA's waterfront rules. Her plan? Clear my boat to make way for her exclusive yacht club. Karen, a retired banker with a knack for intimidating neighbors, had no idea who she was targeting. What she didn't know was that Malik, a retired Coast Guard officer, hydrologist, and secret owner of Lake Azure's entire 200-acre expanse, wasn't moving an inch. My lodge and dock were on private land, my lake ownership hidden in trusts, and I'd bought the lake to preserve its natural beauty. When she threatened to tow my boat, I unveiled my deeds, turning her notice into a legal disaster. I stood on my dock, phone filming as Karen's smug expression cracked, neighbors gathering, eyes wide. This wasn't just a petty demand. It was Karen's boldest overreach, blind to my authority and the law. My Coast Guard instincts kicked in, a grin spreading. She thought she could control my boat? I was about to turn her notice into a viral lake-owning triumph, with my allies and community ready to sink her HOA. Pine Hollow would rally, and Karen's yacht club would capsize under my deeds. What unfolded wasn't just me saving my boat. It was a masterclass in justice, community resolve, and strategic ownership that left Karen's HOA in ruins, her scheme exposed, and Lake Azure mine. My deeds weren't just documents. They were her downfall, and the county's verdict was coming fast. Pine Hollow was a lively Minnesota suburb, its cedar trails, lakeside bistros, and my Azure Brew Cafe a defiance of HOA control. My lakeside lodge, a cedar-and-stone retreat on a private 8-acre lot by Lake Azure, stood outside the HOA's gated community, free from their rules. As the sole owner of Lake Azure's 200 acres, purchased through trusts over 15 years, I controlled its waters, my deeds ensuring no yachts would disrupt its ecosystem. I'm Malik, a retired Coast Guard officer, hydrologist, Azure Brew owner, and environmental advocate who'd quietly outsmarted developers before. My lodge, with its wraparound porch and private dock, was my haven, my fishing boat a 20-foot aluminum craft for studying the lake's health. My lake ownership, concealed to avoid attention, was my ace backed by county permits and a mission to protect Azure's clarity. My decision to reveal my control was a calculated move to crush Karen's plans. Karen Vance, late 50s, was a domineering HOA president, her tailored blazer a facade for her schemes. She crafted a waterfront ordinance to ban my boat, hiring 2 enforcers, later identified as Greg Dunn and Tina Patel, local contractors, to serve her notice, claiming my dock obstructed her yacht club's view. Her ploy was a brazen attempt to seize control of Azure's shores, backed by a loyal HOA faction. Key allies included my cousin, Aisha, a county attorney, my friend Ethan, a fisheries expert, Linda, a councilwoman, and Maya, a community organizer. Neighbors like Old Lady Jenkins, who'd seen Karen's truck, and the Pine Hollow Forum, our online hub, would amplify the fight. Sheriff Carla Ruiz and my lawyer, Samir, were on standby. The county water board, where I'd file my deeds, was my stronghold. The setting was my dock, an October morning in 2025, with leaves drifting on Azure's surface. Karen's enforcers taped her notice to my boat, her HOA water ordinance claiming my vessel was illegal. My cameras, hidden in the lodge and trees, caught every move. Karen, by her truck, called her yacht club when I refused, unaware of my ownership. My lot, private land, was untouchable, and her stunt was a crime. This wasn't just about my boat. It was Karen's assault on Pine Hollow's spirit. As I filmed, this fight would spark a lakefront uprising. Karen's notice was a slap in the face. "Move your boat, Malik," she barked, filming me as her enforcers smirked. I stayed calm, handing her a county water map showing my dock's private status. "This is my lake, Karen," I said, filming. Her eyes widened. She hadn't expected pushback. I called Sheriff Ruiz, who said, "Fake ordinance? That's fraud." Aisha texted my deeds. "Karen's finished." Ethan sent my water rights, saying, "You own Azure." I confronted Karen, phone rolling. "Your notice is illegal, and my cameras caught you." She waived her ordinance, claiming my boat was a hazard. I live-streamed. HOA's ordering me to move my boat. I own Lake Azure. Hashtags #HOA moves Malik and #Save Malik's boat trended, hitting 6 million views. Maya streamed from Azure Brew, showing my deeds. "Pine Hollow stands with Malik," she said, hitting 7 million views. Linda handed out flyers about water laws, explaining, "Malik's dock is private. Karen's a fraud." The forum surged, with posts exposing Karen's tactics, finding kayaks, banning fishing. #HOA moves Malik went global. With a tweet, "HOA Karen orders boat removed. Doesn't know homeowner owns the lake." #Lake takedown. Karen rallied her enforcers, shouting, "Tow the boat." But neighbors swarmed, chanting Malik's boat. Jenkins filmed Dunn and Patel, catching their fake badges. I share my camera feed. Karen stealing my lake. The clip hit 80 million views. Aisha arrived, saying she tried to forge county records. "We're testifying." Her legal clout shook Karen's crew. Ruiz and her sheriff team rolled up, lights flashing. "Drop the notices." Ruiz ordered Dunn and Patel, who froze. Karen screamed, "Tow Malik's boat," but Ruiz held up Jenkins' footage. "You're committing fraud," she said. I live-streamed. "Karen's boat scam is busted. I own the lake." The stream hit 120 million views, with news vans arriving. Comments flooded. "Malik's a legend." "Karen's done." Linda arrived with a county water official, announcing Karen's ordinance is a crime. The crowd chanted "Boat free" as Karen's enforcers fled. The forum planned a lake-strong rally at Azure Brew, with music and water law talks. Karen tried one last lie, claiming the HOA regulates Azure, but Ruiz showed my deeds mine. The stage was set, not just to save my boat, but to sink her HOA and rally Pine Hollow. Her notice was worthless, and my lake was secure. My dock was a fortress of resolve. Karen stood by her truck, trembling, as Ruiz questioned Dunn and Patel. The livestream hit 180 million views, with #HOA moves Malik and #Save Malik's boat trending globally. Neighbors packed my shore, waving signs. "Malik's lake. No HOA control." News crews broadcast live. Anchors calling it a Coast Guard vet stand against HOA fraud. The lake gleamed, and I was ready to drown Karen's empire. Ethan addressed the crowd, voice clear. "Malik's boat is legal on his private lake. Karen's ordinance is a felony, caught on camera." He showed my deeds and footage, proving her guilt. Neighbors gasped, sharing the clips online. Linda handed out flyers, saying, "Malik and Maya fight for us." Karen's trespassing. The forum surged. Karen sunk. "Malik's a hero." A viral tweet read, HOA Karen orders boat moved, gets wrecked by lake owner. Hashtag HOA moves Malik. Karen tried to spin it, shouting, Malik's boat's illegal. But Ruiz held up Dunn's texts. Karen ordered the notices. You're forging regulations, she said. Karen's face fell. She hadn't known my ownership. National water groups joined X, posting, Karen's fraud threatens Azure. Support Malik. The Change.org petition, Save Malik's Boat, hit 9 million signatures, with comments like, Malik's a legend and Karen's done. Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. Malik's boat is our pride, and his Coast Guard skills protect us. Karen's scam threatens Pine Hollow. She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $250,000 and ban fake ordinances. The crowd roared, chanting Lake Free. The HOA, financially crippled, leaked emails disavowing Karen. She acted alone. Neighbors blocked her truck, demanding justice as Maya filmed. I grabbed the megaphone, heart racing. Karen thought she could move my boat, but I own Lake Azure, and my deeds say no. I revealed my full ownership, voiding her yacht club's permits, and proposed a Lake Strong rally at Azure Brew, with boat tours, music, and a fundraiser for lake preservation. The crowd cheered, volunteering to testify. I shared online, Karen's scam failed. Join us to save Azure. The live stream hit 250 million views, with hashtag LakeStrong trending. Comments flooded. Malik's unstoppable. Karen's capsized. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Ruiz, the HOA's above you. But Aisha revealed task force evidence. Karen's calls to Dunn. You're charged with fraud, trespass, and conspiracy, Ruiz said, cuffing her. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the cruiser. Maya's stream hit 300 million views, with comments like, Bye Karen. Lake wins. News ran headlines. Coast Guard vets lake ownership stops, HOA Karen's boat scam. Ethan organized kids to paint boat-free signs, while Linda tied it to her council work, saying, Malik and Maya guard our waters. Ruiz cleared the notices, and neighbors guarded my dock, turning chaos into unity. Linda promised county funding for a Malik's Azure sign, marking my lake status. The stage was set for a victory that would save my boat, end Karen's reign, and show Pine Hollow's power. Karen was cuffed, but what happened next would shock everyone. My dock pulsed with triumph as Karen, Dunn, and Patel were cuffed, their notices confiscated. The live stream hit 350 million views, with hashtag HOA moves Malik and hashtag Save Malik's Boat trending worldwide. Neighbors filled my shore, guarding my boat as news crews filmed. I held a megaphone, my roles as Coast Guard vet, hydrologist, and lake owner a beacon, my deeds our weapon, ready to bury Karen's scam. Ruiz addressed the crowd, voice commanding. Karen Vance and her accomplices faced charges of fraud, trespass, and conspiracy, with up to 7 years. The crowd roared, waving boat-free signs. Ruiz added, Malik's lake is private, and his cameras sealed their fate. Neighbors cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Malik's our king. Linda took the stage, resolute. Malik's boat is our heart, and his Coast Guard skills are our might. Karen's scam was an attack on us all. She announced the council's vote, a $250,000 HOA fine, a ban on fake ordinances, and funding for Lake Strong. The crowd chanted boat free as kids handed me painted fish, symbols of our win. Ethan showed my deeds, proving my authority. Malik's lake crushed Karen, like my science crushed her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Malik's Azure sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my lake status. "This lake's ours, not Karen's," I said, sharing it online, a boat under a wave. The forum erupted. "Perfect. Malik's legacy." Ruiz confirmed the evidence. Cameras, deeds, Dunn's texts was airtight. Karen and her crew pleaded guilty, facing jail and a town ban. My digital dossier, videos, deeds, task force logs was handed to the press, ensuring convictions. News ran it live. Coast Guard vets lake ownership stops HOA Karen's boat scam. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Lake Strong took shape. I gave the mic to Aisha, who shone. "This is our lake," she said, gavel in mind. "Thank you, Malik." Neighbors hugged her, patrolling my dock in solidarity. Maya launched the sign contest, with entries flooding the forum. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Pine Hollow's triumph. Proof our waters could outshine greed. As dusk fell, Azure gleamed, my boat secure. Karen's conviction was Pine Hollow's victory. News ran headlines like "Lake Owner Saves Boat from HOA Fraud" and "Malik and Maya Triumph." The live stream hit 1.2 billion views, with hashtag LakeStrong trending for weeks. Fan art of my boat, as a guardian of Azure, flooded the forum. Environmental groups invited me to speak, but I stayed humble, saying, "This is about our lake." Lake Strong was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, ecologists, cruising Azure, dancing and unveiling the Malik's Azure sign. Azure Brew catered, and Ethan shared water data, tying my lake to Pine Hollow's wildlife. The event raised $500,000 for preservation, and Minnesota declared Azure a protected sanctuary. The forum buzzed with photos. "Azure lives. No more Karens." The HOA collapsed. Linda's law fined it $250,000 and dissolved its board, with new rules mandating county oversight. Karen, Dunn, and Patel got 7 years each, banned from Pine Hollow, and vanished. Karen to a city condo, sued by her yacht club. "Don't tow like Karen" became a local saying, painted on docks. My lodge became a destination, with kayakers visiting Azure shores. Azure Brew and my cafe sales soared, hosting lake nights with music and eco-talks. Tourists flocked, boosting revenue. Neighbors gifted me carvings, fish boats, saying Maya, and I inspired them. Ethan's research showed Azure thriving, celebrated at lake feasts. My digital dossier shaped water laws, protecting Minnesota's lakes. Maya led dock tours. Ethan mentored kids with eco-kits. Aisha planned a Lake Freedom Fest with music, boat races, and Coast Guard demos. Malik and Maya saved our lake, a post read. I hired teens to monitor my cameras, giving them purpose. The forum glowed with pride. At the fest, under an Azure Forever banner, Linda toasted, "To Malik, Maya, and Pine Hollow, where freedom flows free." Fireworks lit the lake, kids danced, and my boat floated proud. Karen's scam was a ripple, but we'd built a legacy. Azure Brew, my lake, and our community were our stronghold, proof no bully could sail over our spirit. As stars reflected, I knew Pine Hollow would always stand bold, clear, and free.